Hey, Dave Fanning here with the Body Firm Personal Training Fitness Boot Camps. Why is finding a diet that works for me so hard, and how do I fix it? Super common question. Even clients that have been with me for years and years and years, it never goes away. And I have two groups of people that come into me. I have people that have worked out for most of their life, and for whatever reason, life events, a perfect storm of circumstances, they've lost their mojo. They've been off for a few months, few years, maybe 3 to 5 years, even though they had stayed in shape up to 35 or 40 or 50 even. And they're off for 2, 3, 4 years. They know how to eat, they just can't get themselves back on track. And then I have another group, there's no real in between, that has never worked out. They were never taught how to eat well. And this is quite often, if your parents didn't show you how to eat right, you never knew, and then it just catches up to them later in life. Those two groups, and they say, how do I do this? And it's not unusual, but after doing thousands, closing in on like 6,000 or 7,000 nutrition consults over the last 15 years, these are always one-on-one. I noticed that there's some common things. And why is it so hard? Because it's not just you. And people feel guilty about this, and it's kind of a strange thing because it's a very isolating thing, and no two people eat alike. So it's very challenging to figure out why can't I do keto, or why can't I stay on low fat, or any of these things. And the answers are pretty plain to me. Over time, there's two general reasons: incomplete or fragmented information. There's so much information. There's websites, there's books, there's courses, there's programs you can jump into, there's Weight Watchers, there's keto, there's low carb, high carb, there's low fat, all of them, and it's confusing. And this is a problem, because how could you not get confused? You get, don't eat bananas, they're full of sugar. Bananas just a fruit, no one's ever gotten fat on bananas. You get, don't eat carbs. You get, eat high protein, low fat. You get, eat high protein, medium protein, high fat. You get, eat a lot of fat, especially bacon. You get, carbs don't make you fat, calories do, and on and on and on. And what happens when you're confused? You make no decision, because confused people stay right where they're at. And you're like, I don't know. And that's a problem. That's where people go, I just don't know. And then you reinforce the bad eating habit that day and the next day, because you're like, where do I begin? Number two, the principles, and this is very important because it really came to me literally like a flash about 5 years ago. I could never figure out why it was so hard to kind of convey this to people. The principles of fat loss and diet are universal, but the application is very individual. That's the key, because what works always works over time. Some general things. But the application is to you as an individual, because no two people eat alike. They don't have similar schedules. I've trained twins. I've probably had 10 or 15 groups of twins, and they don't eat identically, even though they're basically genetically identical. Example, what is the most effective diet in the world? The answer is very simply the one that you can follow. And I always don't think of diet as, I never do any short-term diets for fat loss. I always look at things that are three things: easy, so you can actually do it; effective, so you get the results you're looking for; and sustainable, healthy, and something that you could do for 8, 10, 12, 20 years. But when I sit down with people to do nutrition, there's three things that I work through. And it's the one that helps clients find the best routine for them. Find foods that work for your likes and dislikes. Start with the 100 best foods. What works best for you? If you're eating off of that list, you're going to lose 80% of the weight that you're looking to lose off the 100 best foods list. You can have a perfect on paper diet, but if it has green beans and you don't eat green beans, you will throw that entire thing under the seat of your car on the drive home and never look at it. So you have to find a nutrition program that works with your likes and dislikes of food. I have people that don't eat fish. I have people that don't eat vegetables. I have people that only eat vegetables. I have vegetarians. I have carnivores. It doesn't matter. They all get results. There's no one. You got to find the way that works for you. What works for your life schedule? The diet needs and eating schedule and flexibility for a 28-year-old single professional girl will be different than that of a 43-year-old mother who stays at home with 3 kids. You have to find something for you. Are you on the road a lot? Are you eating out of a cooler in the middle of your truck while you're going to different job sites? Are you in an office all day? Do you work from home? All these things matter when you set out to do a nutrition plan that will work for you, and they will change. But if you can get the basics down, then you can start making it work for you over time when your schedule changes. You need to find something, 3, that works for your current situation and will give you a timeline for results. If I have a mom come in, she's got a wedding in 6 months that her daughter's in, she's 30 or 40 pounds overweight, we're probably going to be a little bit more aggressive. We're going to cut out the alcohol right away. We're going to start getting results very quickly. We may do some things that aren't sustainable in the long term, but usually we can get it 3-4 months and then start backing off the strictness because she needs to see something in that mirror. And at the 5-month, 6-month mark, we're transitioning to something that she can do the rest of her life. If you come in, you have 100 pounds to lose, we've got a couple years to do this. We're always going to look for things that are easy, effective, and sustainable, because that's the long game, and that's what we're always looking for. Quite often, it's simply better to change one thing, like say, cut out soft drinks. Just look at this one thing and let that kind of become your habit, and then you can go to the next thing. And when people have kind of like done this on their own out in the real world, that's usually what they do. They pick one thing. They cut sugar. Just done. They pick it. So like stop smoking. They just one day they said, to hell with it. I'm fat. I can't do this anymore. I can't get the belt. They kicked me off the plane. I can't go to an amusement park. All these things. They said, I stopped eating sugar immediately. Well, it was the hardest thing. Well, it was the night sweats and everything else. So you have to consider what you're willing to throw out. But the big things, what I call the 2 big rocks, is if you can cut out soft drinks and or fast food, that's going to solve about 80% of your problems. And then you can go to the next thing. And that's the real deal. So if you're looking to lose weight, you're struggling with the nutrition, reach out to me. We can sit down. We can get you an effective, realistic, long-term solution to your challenges that will be easy, it'll be effective, and it'll be sustainable over time. And don't forget about the exercise. Why do we exercise when you're talking about like weight loss and working with nutrition? Because research has shown, and we see it with our own results, and if you've ever worked out for any time at all, you know when you're exercising, you tend to make better food choices. And the research backs this up. It's not our imagination. When you exercise on a regular basis, on those days, and the day after there's carryover, you will tend to eat less junk food, eat more vegetables, make better food choices, your metabolism's up, you start seeing results more quickly, which kind of reinforces making those good nutrition decisions. And then you're on your way. And that's why we do it. If you're confused, you can't make a decision, reach out to me. We'll get you set up. We want to find that thing that's easy, it's effective, and sustainable over time. Dave Fannin with the Body Form Personal Training Fitness Boot Camps. Talk to you guys later.